It's Will. It's time for Soundabouts, Goodnight songs and stories. Okay, so it's time to rest by staying still and listening to the music and the stories. So it's time for part 2 of our story, The Warrior and the Lion's Whisker. We'd already heard about a village of very happy people, but one person in the village was an awful warrior. He worried about all sorts of things every day, and the rest of the villagers thought he would never change. One day a man came by in a beaded outfit with lots of bottles clinking and sold lots of interesting potions and trinkets. And one of those was something that the warrior thought would get rid of his worries. But in order to make the potion work, the warrior needed the whisker of a lion. Quite a big task for someone that worries so much. Let's see what happens in part 2. Our friend, the warrior, began thinking about how they could get a lion to give up a whisker for the magic potion to make his life easier. It was difficult and made them scratch their head and think until they could think no more. And a day passed in deep thought. Next morning, the warrior walked out of the happy village and down a winding path through the twisting plants and small trees. After some time, they came to a place near a lake where the animals would come and take their morning drink. The ground was soft near the lake, and the warrior looked and saw the prints of lots of different animal feet in the mud, but no lion yet. Feeling worried about being out in the open, our friend went and hid themselves very carefully in the twisting plants by the path and waited. Not long after that, a huge lion came and walked heavily down to the water to drink. As it dipped its head down into the water, the warrior took a deep breath and threw some delicious food out from the bushes. It landed near the lion's feet with a thud, and the lion heard it and stopped drinking to sniff the parcel before taking a big bite and letting out a happy rumble from his throat. The warrior had chosen the lion's favourite snack. After the lion had finished eating, it licked its lips and with its wide red tongue set off back to its home across the plains. The warrior who had been holding their breath the whole time to stay very, very quiet so the lion wouldn't see him, let out a huge sigh of relief and thought, I did it! I got near the lion and I'm still alive and I think I have a plan now. They walked back to the village with a lighter, happier step than they ever had before. Weeks passed and the warrior had a new confidence in their walk. Every day they would prepare a parcel of food for the lion and walk it down the windy path to wait in the bushes at the end of the lake. And every day the lion would amble at the lake, licking its lips, expecting another delicious snack. It was so relaxed now about these food parcels that sometimes it would sit after them in a sleepy daze, cleaning its face with its paws while the sun beat down. And so on one of these days the lion had its snack while the warrior hid, and then the lion stretched out as long as possible. As it could, and fell asleep on its side with little snores curling out of its lips. The lion's asleep. The warrior is worrying a little bit less. That's the end of today's part of the story, and Friday I'll be finishing it off. Now it's time to listen to our lullaby. Tula Baba. It's a South African lullaby. Tula sana, tulu babu zopo yekuzani. Tula baba, tula sana, tulu babu zopo yekuzani. Tula baba, tula sana. Good night, and see you on Friday.